thought theme for this year, as we preach through what God has given us, the downs and the ups in life. Some may say the ups and downs, but the downs and ups, because part of what I hope to show us through the reading of God's word is that with the Lord, you'll always wind up.
Amen. Amen.
You'll always wind up. So today we want to look at 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And I want to read just one verse, verse 11, and I will proceed accordingly. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11 says this: When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
With our theme, downs and ups of life, pray God will guide us today from this thought: I gotta grow up. You say it. I've got to grow up. Y'all say it then. I got to grow up. When I gave you the subject and I said, I've got to grow up, everybody just, I guess, thought it was just me talking to me about me. It was somewhat quiet. But there's a reason for that quietness. And we'll find it in the scripture. The book of Acts, written by the Apostle Paul to the Christian believers in Corinth. Corinth was a city in Greece where it was known for its commerce, its ability to generate capital. You could get rich and make a good living in Corinth. But it was also a place where the culture was one of moral laxity. People kind of just did whatever they thought they wanted to do and felt it was all right. Sounds a little bit like folk today, don't it, y'all?
Amen. Amen.
And then it was a place of paganism, religious paganism, idolatry. But when Paul showed up and started preaching the gospel, in the book of Acts chapter 18 tells us that he preached in Corinth. And as a result of preaching in Corinth, people actually got saved out of a background and an environment where there was moral laxity and idolatry. And so, church, nothing's too hard for God.
Amen.
God can save. Amen.
Amen.
So Paul, if you will, plants this church in Corinth. But he goes on then to continue preaching, and others are left there to help guide the young infant church. It is newly planted. And so he writes now back to Corinth to help them to grow. He writes because they have, in his absence, gotten off track. Here's what was happening. They had problems in the church. And so it's not new that problems creep into the church.
Amen.
But how you handle the problem becomes the issue. How do you handle the problem? So in Corinth, part of what was going on, there were divisions among the members of the same church. And so Paul tells them that they need to be of the same mind. Christ is one. Christ is not divided. There was carnality in the church. And remember, they came out of a background of carnality. And so it's not surprising that some of the stuff that they were involved with before they got saved latched on to them, piggyback, hitchhiked, caught a ride with them when they came to church. Why y'all quiet in here? Because if you're not careful,
Yes, sir.
some of the stuff that God has actually saved you out of and from, if you're not careful, it'll try to tag along. And it'll find its way creeping up in here.
Yes, sir.
They were at each other. They were even taking one another to court in civil matters that could have been resolved if they had just simply sat down and talked to one another as brothers and sisters in the Lord. There was fornication going on in Corinth. And so Paul writes, and he tells them this now, it is not because God hasn't done his part. God has given the believers, the church at Corinth, all of the spiritual blessings that he has given to any other church. The problem is that they are so busy at each other, they're not using the gifts that God gave them to bless one another. Y'all ain't gonna walk with me today. Whatever God has blessed you with, he wants you to then be a blessing to someone else. The blessing is not intended for you to hold over someone to then imply how much more gifted you are, i.e., how much better you are than they are. Whatever God has elevated you in your life is for the purpose that you then minister to those that God places in your path. So then Paul, in writing to the church at Corinth, in the 13th chapter says, though I speak with the tongue of men and angels and have not love, I am become a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. Well now, it was not that the gift of tongues was not present among the people, but it was not being used consistent with God's purpose. So Paul says this, when that happens, no matter how eloquent people think you are, you just making a lot of noise. You are not being a benefit and blessing if what you do is not dipped in love. Though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge and have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not love, I am nothing. Y'all in the book with me today, church. Watch this. Though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not love, it profit me nothing. Is that in your Bible? Amen. What is Paul driving at? He's trying to take them somewhere. Because he goes on to say, love suffers long and is kind. Love envieth not. Love vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. And all of this is what's going on in Corinth. In Corinth, there are puffed up people in the church. In Corinth, there are people who are envious in the church. In Corinth, there are people who will brag about what they do for other folk in the church. So Paul said, now, even if you're doing all those things that men would consider good, when you don't do it because you love God and love them, then you are not profiting anything. Verse 5, listen to this. Love does not behave itself unseemly. Now that's a good good passage to read as we get ready to have church conference.
All right.
When we come together to discuss the Lord's business, it's still the Lord's business. And we got to be careful how we go to talking to one another, even we call it business meeting. It still ought to be spiritual. Church business meeting ought to be as spiritual and shouting as a Sunday morning service. I know why you're quiet. You're quiet because that means you got to check yourself. I now can use. I've been sitting on this for a long time, and Deacon Master said this, and we were in either vacation Bible school, Sunday school, Bible study, but it was one of the greatest expository statements that I have ever heard. And now I can use it. I've been waiting a long time to see where can I fit that. It fits right now. And here's what he said. He said, you got to learn how to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Let me say that again. You got to learn how to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You see, there are a whole lot of folk that pretend when things happen, it was an accident. No, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Amen.
Does not behave itself unseemly. Don't act up. There's just some things that when it don't go the way you think it ought to go pray and talk to God about it. Amen. There'll be a witness up in here. And sometimes God will tell you, leave it alone. I'm going to walk on by myself. Sometimes God will tell you to leave it alone and let him handle the situation. And when you let God handle the situation, it'll be handled the right way. Does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Love never fails. Amen. Love never fails. He said, now, but where there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part, but when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. Now Paul brings it home. Y'all ready? When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. When I was a child. Remember, this is an infant church that's got to learn how to grow. Amen. But learning how to grow means that you become aware of how to now move beyond and move past those things of childishness. Amen. Y'all in here with me, church? Oh, yeah. If someone were to say this word to you, a childish adult, that's a disconnect. Yes, that's an oxymoron of a term, because how can you be a childish adult? By definition, being adult means that you're not childish. But some folk, childish adult, fits them to the teeth. How can that happen? Well, childishness, and let me say that this is compared now and contrasted because in Jesus, over in Matthew 18, called a child to him and is explaining to the disciples about his kingdom. Jesus says, except you become as a little child. Now that simply means you got to have a humility about you. That childlike honesty and humility and trusting in God. But he ain't talking about childlike here. Paul talking about childish. What is childish? Childish is being impulsive. Childish is being impatient. Can't wait. Throwing a tantrum. Because mama won't give you the cookie right now. You want candy right now. And mama told you she got to pay for it first. And then she'll give you the cookie or the candy. But you don't want to wait. And you have the nerve to throw a tantrum on your mama right then and there. But thank God for godly mamas who don't care about their children throwing a tantrum because they know how to handle it. They know how to handle that. And parents, we ought to raise our children in such a way that when we tell them for the last time to stop and straighten up, they understand that's a line in the sand now. Amen. Don't mean you're going to abuse the child, but it means that they got to learn how to respect the authority of your voice that God gave you as a parent. And when you tell them to stop, they just need to stop. Walking here with me. But if you worried about, amen, whether they going to like you later on. Yes, sir. I want them to like me. I have testified, Pastor. I have told my children, I pray that y'all will love me like I love my mama. Because I can remember every time my mama chastised me, but she did it for my good, and she didn't take my crying and my whining and my complaining for an excuse. And thanks be unto God, it helped me to be what I am today. When I was a child, I did childish things. Immaturity, impulsive, impatient. But listen to this, and I'm on the way home. But I didn't stay a child. Yes, sir. Yeah. But I grew up. Amen. And when I became a man, I put away childish things. Being responsible and accountable. Yes. When you are at that stage of life, you ought to be responsible and accountable for your own decisions. Becoming an adult, putting away childish things. Growing up means when I make my decision, I'm not going to put the burden on nobody else. I just have to learn how to deal with my own decisions and consequences and put away childish things. You know why? Childish things, you point a finger at everybody else and you wouldn't be where you at doing what you doing in the condition you in if somebody else had done what they done. And never get to the point and say, I made the decision. Yes, sir. I got to grow up. Yes, say it with me. I got to grow up. Stop blaming everybody else for your life problem. Yes, take the ownership and go to the one that can help you out that problem. Because I got to tell you this today, God is able. No matter what you're doing, what bad situation, God is able. That's the one you ought to talk to.
Yes, sir. Amen. Amen.
When I became a man, I put away childish things. I got to grow up. In closing, church, Paul shows them that there are some issues, problems, life obstacles that are inevitable simply because they are growing. They're young and growing.
Amen.
And so there are some things that are inevitable. Little babies, when they're learning how to walk, and they have their little sippy cup, sometimes they drop the cup. And then what's in the cup spills on the floor. That's inevitable because they're learning how to walk. They're learning how to balance. And so when it happens, we understand that that's just a part of being a child. Amen. So again, in our raising, understand that there are just some things that it's just a part of childhood. And they're going to have to grow out of it. But church, there are some things that don't fall in the category of inevitable. There are some things that are avoidable. Y'all get that? There's something, when you grow up, you understand some things are avoidable. So you don't have to take your paycheck and go waste it. And then expect somebody else to help you pay your bills. That is avoidable. See now, and don't get mad at folk that work hard and save their money. Give God his tithe, give God an offering, and God keep on blessing them. And then you look at them and think they ought to go into their pocket and help you do what? Amen. Y'all gonna walk with me? I'm almost at the finishing line. Some things are avoidable. When I became a man, I had to grow up and learn that every discussion don't have to end with me being the winner. Yes, sir. Ouch. Ouch. Every discussion don't have to end up with me being declared the winner by knockout or TKO. When I became a man and put away childish things, I had to learn how to back up, turn it over to the Lord, and let God handle that situation. Y'all ain't here with me today, church. Some things you can avoid. Because when you demand that you got to be right all the time about everything, and then things don't work out for you, I have no magic wand to wave at the pastor. I can pray with you, but you got to go to God and let God get you out of that thing. Because you got to learn how to avoid some things. You don't have to argue all the time about everything. Amen. Amen. Paul says, we got to grow up, y'all. We on the, and here's the last point. They're on the same team. They're in the same church. Amen. God has given the Holy Spirit to them to bless them all. So now us, y'all. All right. Visitors, y'all off the hook on this. Yes, sir. Us, y'all. Yes, sir. Got to learn how to be obedient to God. Amen. And let God help us through those times and those situations where we find ourselves conflicting temporarily with one another. God is able to help us to grow through it so that you learn from it, I learn from it, and When I became a man, I put away childish things.
Amen.
I grew as a pastor and as a preacher.
Amen.
Years ago, I just thought that the sermon ought to make everybody shout.
Yes, sir.
So I'm searching for what it is in the text
Yes, sir.
that'll help them celebrate.
Yes, sir. Amen.
And then I became a man and put away childish things
Yes, sir.
and realized,
Yes, sir.
feed them.
Amen.
If they shout, praise the Lord. If they don't, praise the Lord. To God be the glory for what he has done. There's nothing I can do to make anybody shout. If ain't no shout in you, ain't no shout gonna come out of you. But if there's a shout in you, if there's a praise God in you, if there's a hallelujah in you, I don't have to press it out of you. But when you think of the goodness of Jesus and all he done for you, if that ain't enough to make you clap your hands, if that ain't enough to make you wave your hands, that he woke you up this morning, gave you another day, loved you in spite of everything, you ought to